Okay, I'm going to try to explain this. Okay? I cut the crank off my other engine because I keep bending the crank. Because it's a shitty 7/8 bullshit crank. Which blade goes off, my nut goes all the way down there. But this is how tall. From this recess is 5/8. This up here is the top of here. The 7/8. Okay? Now, this is the most bullshitest thing I've ever seen in my life as far as for a lawnmower. This motherfucker weighs just as much as a harmonic balancer on a fucking V6 4-cylinder engine. But this is what they call a blade clutch system for a lawnmower. So what happens is there's a belt that hooks to this when the engine's turning. You pull this lever and the belt bites into here and turns the blade, right? Seems cool, but you know, when you hit high grass, it kind of stops this. This is still spinning with the lawnmower. There goes a fucking $25 belt, burned up again. So, you know, I've been doing it for a long time. I take it apart. I put a piece of rubber between this and bolt this to the lawnmower. But, you know, from hitting high grass, it kind of stops this in its tracks and burns the rubber between the two. Maybe if I took a piece of a car tire with matting in it, it would work. But so from the bottom of that pulley, there's the pulley for self-propelled. From the bottom of there to the top of here is 2 3/4 tall. From here to here is 3 inch. From the center of this pin to the center of this pin is 2 1/16. All right? So, but from here to here is 2 3/4. Right? But this pin here, which is hard for me to do this, but I'm going to do it. Set this down for 1 second or something. Let's see. So, we put that in there like that. Okay, so you put this on here, and you see that bearing goes inside. That goes inside this bearing, this hub. That's how it goes. You know, so Denny, that thing, that's what it'll look like. I can't find a plate adapter. I want to do away with this garbage ass junk. I need somebody who can weld, because I'm thinking, you know, I gotta take one to extract that screw out of there. But I'm thinking that somebody took a welder and welded a bead inside this race, right? And we ground it down. We welded inside there. We ground it down, lock that up, and we take this, put it back on there like that. We put the screws back in there, right? Like that. Okay, so we put the screws back in there, right? It's because you need this plate on there, because so that bearing doesn't come out of that hub. So that's the only thing keeping that bearing in there is this. I mean, we could cut it, make it smaller, but I'm seeing that this looks like it's a 2-piece system. You see the half slash cut up there. So if somebody got this hot enough with a torch, and or even got it hot enough with a torch and used a press and press this out, because the key is made in there. And we took that, and we took, without that big ass gyro up there, they would have that thick of a wall. That thick of a wall to fill a weld in there. You see, just because that bottom part, that race you see there, sits on top of that bearing. You know, if they got this through there, we got this all bolted together without this bottom piece on there, they'd be able to weld all that, I would think, and grind it down, because Husqvarna, Briggs, Stratton, nobody gives you the approximately sizes of these blade adapters. You know, this is the pulley, this is the top plate. They want you to give them the lawnmower name, unit number, SKU number, and they want to sell you that. I don't want that. This is the fuckingest garbage shit I've ever seen in my life. I never seen such garbage. You know, $700 lawnmower. You know, I know it's old, but it's still got a good body. I tried welding, almost caught my house on fire, but either that. JB Weld. I don't know if JB Weld would hold that. Put JB Weld around that ring, around that plus sign, stick it to it, and probably go from that hole to that hole. It have to be low. Put a bolt, maybe a flat bolt. It will go no higher than this. That's where that belt catches. And come out the top. And bolt it together. Thoughts, man? Anybody know a fabricator, welder? They probably understand what I'm talking about. That's what I need. 1 3/4 high, 2.25 pulley, 3/8 belt, 2.25 wide on the top, 3 inch across, 2 1/16 from pin to pin. And that's where the mounting bolt goes.